Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mr. Voss, and today is Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. Here are the instructions for today's reading module. This module can be found in my Reading Canvas course page. This week in Reader's Workshop, we are continuing to work on the skills of theme and point of view. We are continuing to read the novel Home of the Brave. Today, you will be working with Unit 3, Lesson 7. Having Second Thoughts is the title of the lesson. And today you're going to be doing some writing. So here's what you need to do. Hopefully you are continuing to have a library book or a book that I've asked you to read, and you are continuing to read this book. So you're going to do a compare and contrast activity with this book and a prior book that you have written about. So here's what you're going to do. So first, the book that you are currently reading, I need you to write at least a paragraph, if not more, about your book that you're reading. Could be talking about main characters, setting, plot, theme, etc. But you're going to be writing a little bit about this book. Then you are going to have to remember about another book that you wrote about, and you are going to compare and contrast these. And you are more than welcome to use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast these. Remember, comparing and contrasting means that you are finding differences and likenesses or similarities about these two different books that you've read or are reading, and what you wrote about the first book compared to the book that you are currently reading and that you are writing about. So there's two handouts on this lesson. The first one you will be actually doing the writing on, or you can write this in your journal. It's up to you. Then the second PDF or page is an example of a student that compared and contrasts two different writings about two different books that this student read. So you may look at this particular PDF page and that may give you some ideas about what to write about. But I've also given you some ideas in the directions about what to write about your current book, and you're going to compare to a book that you wrote about before. They cannot be the same book, so they have to be different books. After this portion of Reader's Workshop, then you will be working on Word Wisdom Vocabulary lesson. And this week for Mr. Kirchhoff's class, you are working with Unit 6, Lesson 3. Again, the PDF is still on here for the review. And then you do have 2 additional workbook pages to work on skills for this particular lesson. Then for Mrs. Holcomb and Mr. Voss, you are working on Unit 1, Lesson 2. The PDF is still on here for review for your word list. And then you have 2 additional pages that are working on skills for this lesson too. Please take your time with this. After this part of the Reader's Workshop, then you're going to work on the Daily Moby Max lesson. Remember, there are 3 different reading portions and a vocabulary portion that I would like for you to work on. You just need to choose one of those and work on that for 30 minutes. Then finally, you will be continuing to work on this week's reading log, recording minutes, choosing a question for fictional or non-fictional of the book that you're currently reading, and answering it in a good, I would say at least a paragraph about what the book is about. And again, you're answering one of those questions. I'd greatly appreciate if you did that. Finally, make sure you have a signature when you turn that in on Monday, February the 8th. That is it. If you have any questions about today's module, please email me through Canvas or at rvoss@yorktown.k12.in.us. Have a great day.